Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with two E's. I'm here with my co-caster, Buxton. How are you, sir?
As per usual, I'm doing a very good NightFiree. I'm sure you are as well.
Oh yeah, I think we are both quite excited for the matchup we have ahead of us today. Globochem versus Beginners. Quite literally, the ranked 1 and 2 teams facing off against each other in a situation that we don't get to see very often because they're in different leagues.
Yeah, these kind of matchups only really happen at events like, say, Leicester, Oculus Connect 5, where they did face off and Beginners of course won and became the #1 team in the world. Maybe this is a Globochem's chance to claw back that title, and I think they'd be pretty happy if they do that. So we'll have to wait and see, really.
Yeah, it is going to be a tense matchup, to say the least. Diving in real quick, taking a quick look at the rosters over on Globochem. We have Thunder Pilot, Otto, Pants, Raph, Toast, Arsenic, Mixologist, and Norseman. We were kind of talking about this earlier. We can expect Mixologist to be probably a substitute, maybe not a factor in that first map, just based off of the way that he's not warming up right now, at least.
Yeah, normally Beginners, not Beginners, but normally Globochem, they like to do a pretty good scrim literally just before the match starts. They like to go all the way up until the match starts. They get nice and ready, warmed up. They've got some incredible stamina to do that without affecting their performance. So considering that we saw Mixologist kind of just relaxing a bit, I think we are pretty sure he is going to be a substitute for this match and not a straight off the bench player.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's a strategy we started to see some of these higher tier teams do. They have a sub or their extra man sitting in Twitch in the chat, watching the stream, analyzing what this other team's going to do, trying to identify how they're going to maneuver about, what sort of strategies they're using, if they're playing fast or slow, if they're playing reserve, how they're utilizing their clock. There's a lot of things you can kind of assess by watching these teams, and to sort of be able to watch it against your squad, you just get an even better understanding of what you may be going up against when they want to sub you in for a map like I don't know what Mix's speciality would be, but maybe I want to say cargo, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
I will indeed.
But first we'll dip on over to the Beginners roster. That is Dr. Killinger, Icy Woods, Kensai, Cushberry, Smoils, Sinkas, and Woods. It's interesting to see a top tier team not have 8 men on their roster. Or 8 players, rather, on their roster.
Yeah, it is kind of rare. Because recently, Beginners, of course, they lost Peasley. I believe it was about a month, maybe month and a half ago. He left for G-Men, of course, which I believe he was a member that founded G-Men way back when, in the age of tournaments.
Yeah, it was way back when.
Then it seems he's taken a little bit of a break from the league since, and is hopefully, I believe he was looking for reservist place in some matches, so maybe we'll see him in some unrelated Beginners matches later on down the line. We'll have to wait and see on that, but Beginners roster is certainly pretty dangerous, even with 7 members.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, these guys, they've been around for a while, Season 2, and they've been just dominating the EU scene for so long. Honestly, it's sort of sparked this whole Button Cup debate, you know? Who is EU stronger than NA? Is the competition equal? And I mean, these guys have proven, yes, it is. We're better.
Yeah.
But
I think one thing that's amazing between the two teams, though, is that somehow Globochem and Beginners, looking at the stats that we have, is they're so well balanced. I don't think either of the teams, except for maybe 1 or 2 scenarios with Beginners with Downfall, Globochem with Q1, they don't really have any particularly weak maps, at least not in the teams that they've played previously in past, and no particularly super strong maps, except for the ones obviously listed. So honestly, I have no idea what to expect on any map that's not going to be those 2 big ones.
Yeah, and you know, we can kind of talk about pick bans. I think we're a bit out from the game time just yet. Both teams prepping and getting ready to hop in here. But we can assess what we're going to expect from the game, go into the war room, and kind of dive into our pick bans here because they are kind of interesting.
Indeed, we're seeing the kind of double ban there if you want to run us through it.
Yeah, on Tanker, from Globochem, we have a Tanker ban. And then from Beginners, we have a Cargo ban. And I like.
I'm not too surprised.
Yeah, I like the double ban. Yeah, essentially the recreation of the same map. But yeah, Tanker is interesting. You know, I guess Globochem's worried that beginners have practiced that a lot, and maybe that's something that some teams can look at and assess. Maybe Globochem is feeling a little bit weak on Tanker. It might be a spot to bone up on. I know a lot of these middle tier teams have been practicing the maps specifically that these top tier teams don't play, that they don't see often in the league round, so that they can have that upper hand.
There is one thing that may be affecting Globochem's choice here, and that is that Tanker, beginners did used to be pretty good on it. I believe they were once called the Kings of Tanker before. Obviously, Danglers came into the scene. Tanker kind of phased out of normal league play. And though beginners doesn't really play Tanker nowadays, it could still be a little bit of a factor for them, especially because Globochem, they really want to keep their options open here. No map except for the obvious Tanker can really affect them too much. They're likely going to do extremely well on any map that they want to pick right here. Maybe night maps will give them trouble, but I don't see either team picking a night map during this match.
Yeah, and we can kind of just look at the rest of the pool. Bazaar, Downfall, Suburbia, Subway, and Quarantine. I mean, the way that these rounds have tended to go, Suburbia or Bazaar are almost always, I guess, gosh, Subway, dude, this is a big one. This is a big what if.
It is, but we got to remember that Subway during this week
is still off.
Banned, yes.
Okay, you're right. Next weekend, Subway's in the rotation, I believe.
Yes, that'll be correct unless another ban comes out in the situation room.
So I guess we can kind of essentially put a little bit of a faux ban onto Subway too, because the odds of that being picked with the 2 entry points right now, or rather, sorry, it's not going to be picked. So Subway's also off the table. Let's just put a ban on there as well then, because that's not going to be picked up today. So we have 4 maps: Bazaar, Quarantine, Suburbia, and Downfall. What map do you think we're not going to see?
Suburbia, Quarantine, Downfall, and Bazaar. No, I think it's going to be likely Suburbia we won't see, because I know Globochem, they do like their bigger maps.
Yeah.
They're also good on the smaller maps. I think beginners want to avoid the smaller maps, so they most likely won't pick Suburbia, because they have had a little bit of trouble on Suburbia in the past. The unit went 4-3 with them, which is certainly no joke against the #1 team in the world. So I think beginners is not going to try and pick that Suburbia. Maybe Globochem will, but I think they'll try and keep it relatively safe with the large maps in case beginners has anything hidden up their sleeve, just as a kind of precautionary measure. You never know what tactics they might be hiding.
I'm excited. Quarantine has been a real interesting sort of map lately. A lot of teams have been playing it quite well. It's been fun to see. You know, like the SMC have been. I've seen some new spots. You know, like it's just exciting to see new spots still coming out on these maps, and I don't know what to expect out of either one of these teams. I think we're going to see textbook gameplay for at least map 1.
I would definitely agree with that. They're going to want to feel each other out. They're not going to do anything too crazy. I think if we go to a third map and it's getting like really close, something's definitely going to go absolutely mental. There's going to be some very special tactics. They really want to win this because they're such close teams on MMR wise, and also obviously in the standings. There's only a 10 MMR difference between them, but beginners just taking that short stick at 1.3k MMR. So Globochem can take this. It's going to be an even bigger boost to the MMR they have. Maybe it'll even put them up 20 to 1,330. We'll never know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite literally a battle for first place right now, and this is huge because we've been talking about this as we've been casting a lot of matches this week, and we're probably going to have a bunch of matches next week, this whole month, really. This is the last month of the season. This is it, you know? So these teams are trying to vie for these positions. There's not going to be a big MMR matchup swing for either one of these teams like this the rest of the season.
Yeah. There are going to be the playoffs at the, I believe it's the end of November we have them, and we also have the No, it's the start of December we have them. The end of November is the end of this current season. So I think we do have some early playoffs with the lower ranked teams on the standings, just facing off to try and build up someone that's going all the way to the very finals at the start of December. So it'll be interesting to see who does get there, but I believe we do have a lobby up, NightFiree.
Really?
The Killinger is the host, the lobby is up, and we do have the first map as well. And it's kind of an interesting pick. There seems to be beginner's choice, which could be a little bit of an issue for them considering who's playing right now.
Yeah, this is surprising. We have picked into Downfall 1, not Downfall 2, like we were somewhat anticipating the other day. This is Downfall 1. I don't... Picked by beginners, you say?
Yeah, they are on Marshall here, and they were the home team because I believe they were the ones that won the duel. So it would certainly make sense for them to be the home team. Certainly makes sense for them to actually be the ones that picked this map, unless there was some kind of insane arrangement where Globochem picked the map, but then also took Volk. That'd be strange. But it does happen occasionally.
This is an interesting start. I mean, I guess this is one way they're going to be able to feel each other out. You know, it's going to be light-paced. I mean, slow-paced rather. Very. Oh man, this is interesting. This is like a good test, you know, because it's going to test how tight are your angles, how fast are you guys really wanting to play. Are you going to push your time on Downfall? Are you going to use it all up? Usually we catch a map like this at the end of a series, you know? We almost never start with Downfall.
I definitely didn't expect it, that's for sure, and I'm seriously surprised the beginners decided to choose it. They are very strong on Downfall. It's their best map according to the stats, but against Arsenic it could be a little bit of an issue.
We are not going to waste any time hopping in to the start of this series. Have you saved teams? We might still have a bug.
Yo, my friend.
There we are. Excelente. Beginners on Marsoc. Globochem on Volk. Round 1, map 1 of the OC5 finals rematch. Buxton, we didn't do predictions. Dare we?
We didn't. I'm going to steer clear.
Okay. Oof, Arsenic almost getting picked early. I see Woods with a real early shot. That's some stuff you see. That's a Globochem sort of. That's an Arsenic move, almost getting. That's funny. Woods almost catches Arsenic out with a move Arsenic would do on Marsoc.
Yeah, that was certainly dangerous, but Arsenic is still up and he's still watching over the eastern side, staying nice and low. Though I don't think proning with his huge play model is too big of a boon, honestly.
And I don't know if you noticed, we were on board Woods there, but it's just the little details there. As they wrapped around to this southeast corner, they made sure to go all the way back on this hill before crossing because they wanted to make sure to deny line of sight and make sure no one gets picked on this rotation.
Yeah, Beginners is certainly the kind of team to practice out these rotations, practice out the paths to make sure they cannot be seen or picked when they're doing these super important straight out spawn rollouts. Because they're so important. If you lose a man in the first 30 seconds, it's going to seriously destroy any kind of chance you have actually winning that particular round. Because having the also information of just knowing where the enemy team started, that can allow you to totally just envelop them and choke them in their own spawn, which from what I've seen, Globochem loves to do.
You know, this is interesting. Globochem is really tunneling. Those early shots, everyone's focused north now with maybe some shots from this south position. They may be a little bit more focused here on the south approach, but Kensai is pretty much clear. No line of sights are going to be spotting him.
Yeah, though Arsenic, if he does decide to eventually look over towards the southwest, he will be a little bit of an issue, but from the looks for that angle, he's playing surprisingly passively, honestly.
Yeah.
I imagine until he hears gunshots next to him, he's just going to keep holding this northern angle.
Well, yeah.
Which is kind of surprising to see out Globo, though we did predict them to be playing slowly.
That's true, but I didn't think they'd be this slow. I think Arsenic would at least be looking for a pick here, you know? This is this position you usually can catch one or two out south. Obviously, though, I mean, beginners are also looking for this. They have one way up on the hill. Who is that way up there? Killinger? No, Woods. He doesn't even have a... He's using a holograph.
He's using a holographic sight and an MK18. The bullet drop on that is going to be devastating.
Maybe just an Overwatch position.
Possibly, but speaking of Overwatch positions, Pants has an interesting one here at Center Hotel. Proning on top of the kind of little, I guess you'd call it the plateau of the stairs. We've seen Raphael play it in different matches, and it's interesting to see him not taking that position this time round.
You know, he has his gun in his left, and I think he pulled the pin on the nade.
Oh, you are definitely right there. I do not see the pin inside that grenade. He's trying for a suicide tactic if someone tries to take center.
Dang, that's insane. That's exactly what it is. I was thinking maybe he'd toss a frag down there if someone came up, but you're right. If he dies, a frag is going to drop.
Could seriously catch beginners off guard, though. They are going to be very careful when they do take center. But they've really burned a lot of time here. Beginners is pretty good with their time management, but with 2:30 left, and they haven't even taken Center Hotel yet for this Western objective. This could be a big issue for them, especially with Arsenic.
That's a new strategy I've never seen before out of Pants, but you're right, they're making their way. 2:15 on the clock now. Smokes are starting to come out, and I think this is going to be their push.
Looking like it. There are lots of suppressive shots coming out from, I believe that is Toast and Raphael from North Alley in the objective. And one nade! He actually managed to throw that towards Kensai in the smoke.
Did you see that instant res from Killinger? Kensai got picked up with Killinger in full sprint. Pants in here. He's radioing into his teammates. He's not afraid to let the enemy know that he's here. Especially with a minute 40 left, he's going to delay the entry points here.
Yeah, that is the classic Pants maneuver of just being loud, making sure everyone knows you're here. Because once you know Pants is somewhere, he's such a big threat.
Killinger's going to try and make his way up. Pants looking for it. He catches Killinger on the bottom of the stairs. That's one down.
Toast also managed to pick a really nice shot onto Woods as he tried to come down from the far south hills. That's going to be seriously bad for beginners with only 75 seconds.
Pants with two, shutting down this middle approach. The subtle rotations there. Killed the first one on the bottom of the stairs, then moved up to the top and killed the other one there.
That is the kind of stuff you would expect out of Pants for sure, but these two members of beginners, Smiles and IC Woods, they're going to have a real uphill battle as they try and deal with the 5 up members of Globochem here.
Yeah, this is not going to be easy. Smiles charges in, vaults over the sandbags. Arsenic, finally the angle he holds, catches Woods out. He's been sitting there all game, 5.5 minutes. He's got one, he might catch two. No, there's a nice nade towards Blackhawk. Raph catches it. Globochem with a nice dominating hold. Go up 1-0.
I gotta say, that was a gorgeous nade from Raphael there, throwing a pretty tight angle outside the window and landed right next to Smiles. That's definitely one for my book right here.
You know, looking back, I'm surprised Pants Frag didn't instantly down Kensai, because with this new patch here, grenades can insta-kill you if they hit you in the head or too close.
They can. Must have been just a little bit too far out, though. It didn't really affect the kind of change of how that match would have gone. Maybe it would have thrown Pants off a little bit more if it was only one man that came up, but I think it would have been a pretty devastating loss for beginners this round, regardless, really.
That's a good start for Globo. No deaths across the board. Pretty evenly spread, too.
Certainly is. That is a very good sign. Pants doing the serious work in the Center Hotel there. I expect to see him kind of take more of those positions. Slightly aggressive, playing them pretty well, as usual, but I think as the match progresses, as we were talking about earlier, they'll start playing a lot more aggressive once they've worked the other team and each other out.
We'll see what kind of results we get here as beginners now going on the defense. I imagine to see a very similarly tight defensive hold, a very tight kill box. That's just what you see work so well on Downfall, is forming a very tight kill box and forcing teams to come in towards objectives.
Yeah, there's no real reason to push out too hard unless you're doing a kind of inverse kill box where you surround the enemy instead of waiting for the enemy to come inside of your kill box. Both can work well, though one is a little bit more dangerous. You have to get the early information on their spawn, which though beginners does have, they don't really have the opportunity to envelop Globochem in this case, and I don't think they'll do it so early either.
Interesting to know, a bunch of pretty standard defensive positions from beginners.
There is one that's setting off my alarm, though. The Woods brothers, both of them inside the brothel building, first and second floor respectively, which is, I don't think many teams or any team really puts two people inside brothel.
Wonder what the objective is there. I wonder if they've spotted this approach here at Red Truck from that brothel building.
I hope they should have, because Raphael was in clear view of Icy Woods on the first floor there as he ran down with a shield. Raphael is certainly a bold man taking a shield on downfall, though it has worked out pretty often in past.
I mean, that's what he does. He's there. You can almost see they're sending him out as bait, sort of. The rest of Globochem lingering back here, waiting to see if any shots come out.
Seems it was Woods that managed to finally see. I believe that was Arsonix. He peeked the corner, and Woods instead, the other Woods, is the one that tags Arsonix. He tried to peek that corner. He is resable, though. I imagine they're going to try and get that up ASAP.
Yeah, I think his body flopped. Just fortunate enough where they can't confirm it. He's got a little bit of dirt there protecting him. Otto's vulnerable too now. Some shots were ringing out towards him at Red Truck. Revive comes out.
Arsonix is going to be a big player during this, I believe. They know that there are two men in brothel now, and he has the 12 times with his favorite weapon, so he's going to be a big issue for them the second they try and peek those windows anymore.
That's a very nice finesse toss. We were talking about this earlier, man. Grenades are so hard to finesse, and Pants just perfectly tosses it there.
They are aware of Raphael's position now, so got to be small. He's going to be pretty cautious of him now. You can hear him stomping about behind the building.
Yeah, I think he kind of got Smoyle's position there. And he can really attack that. That's going to be tough for Smoyles to defend with a shield coming in there.
Yeah, definitely will, though. I imagine he does have his signature LMG. It probably won't be enough. But Arsonix, come on, man. That is a headshot to the two men in brothel. Though Killinger does get that confirming refrag.
Yeah, that was huge. And they do still have the comms from that brothel.
One thing I'd like to point out is the sneaking snakes of Globochem, taking a little bit of a page out of Legionnaire's book.
250 left. They have the time. They made sure of that.
They do indeed. It's looking like they're trying to link up with Raph.
I don't know if Toast and Pants have enough time to prone here. They're running out. 2.5. And one thing you'll notice...
Yeah, they're going to have to deal with Smoyles, too.
when you're watching Globochem, they don't attack anything solo. Everything is team done. They're all watching angles, looking for refrags. The refrags from Globochem happen so fast. And there's very rarely not one. So it's just kind of something you have to observe from these top-tier teams playing at their highest level. Raph getting ready to push this little Smoyles defensive spot.
He has his nade ready in hand as well, so he's going to be throwing that inside. I'm certain of that. And Smoyles is not going to survive if he threads it just right.
You have to put it between the window and through the door frame.
Surprised Killinger hasn't rotated to the second floor of the Central Hotel yet, just to get a sight line on the Raphael and Pants side of this building here.
You know, this beginner's defense just does not look good. Like, this is the perfect approach from Globochem. If Smoyles goes down, it's going to be serious trouble. Just Kensai inside there and Killinger in that middle house. He's going to have to go to roof or do something here to deny this approach. Interesting smoke from Otto.
Yeah. Looks like it was just a little bit of a distraction, though. We are also seeing the ones from Pants blocking some other sight lines. Wow, that was perfectly threaded again.
Unreal. Raph is now free to dump this nade.
He should definitely know he's in there. Smoyles has made quite a bit of noise. He's getting quite antsy now.
Oh, good moves from Smoils, though. Comes out, trades with one. Very worth. Beginners lose another, though. Now it's all up to Killinger in the middle house in a 1v3.
Killinger has to rotate towards the objective now. If they cap from the other side of the wall, that'd be detrimental going to a 3-0 on the second round.
He realizes he's the last one. He started to crash towards objective. Worried about Otto and Toast pushing for the cap. He finds Otto out and Toast.
Let's go, guys.
Picking it up. They take a Marsoc round. Globochem are looking good right now.
They are indeed, and I gotta say, my prediction this time round again was correct. Arsenic did some serious damage with that 12 times after he got revived. Woods and Woods, the brothers, started peeking that brothel after they took him down, and the headshots came out from him.
And maybe that's the difference in the defense there. Globochem just did not offer any peeks. There was no, every angle was very tight. It was very last minute, and that can work against you, but clearly working for Globochem here. Curious to see what our next objective is going to be. The south one.
Could be a dangerous one. I think we may be seeing a bird's angle from Globochem standing on top of the hill by their spawn, just to check if it's a northeast spawn, because that kind of information gathering, as we talked about during the previous round, is just so important, because Globochem, they love to envelop and strangle their prey. So I think if they do get that early information, that's exactly what they'll do, because I think they've started to feed out beginners now. They're getting pretty confident being 2 points up, and they're going to start trying out some more risks.
I mean, it is important to note beginners, I don't think are going to let this. I don't expect them to let Globochem run away with this. Granted, they're going now into a Marsoc round on downfall. Those are the hardest to take, and you very rarely see them get taken in league matches. So they have their work cut out for them. But I mean, the momentum that Globochem, like when they work with momentum, it's just so dangerous.
Yeah, a team that has fully mastered the beautiful art of momentum and kind of just enduring anything that may damage it is so incredibly strong and just glorious to watch.
Yeah, but they will not shoot us, Josh. I mean, they have to move either way. I don't know. I won't hide. I will just...
That North Hotel spawn, that's not looking so good for beginners. That's probably the worst spawn of any objective you could get.
I don't know. You can see some rooftop play here. They can jam up to the top of the roof, potentially find some picks here if Arsenic, Otto, and Toast aren't fast enough. That's what they're going to do. Shots are coming out. Otto gets tagged. Arsenic pretty exposed.
That's exactly what beginners want for the start of a round here. Picking off a key member of Globochem, that's exactly what you need. And that's a beautiful headshot from Smalls as well. That's exactly how they want to continue this push on the eastern side.
Toast is trying to find a refrag behind this rock. This spot doesn't seem optimal to me either.
I can get the dumpster right now.
It's a little bit risky though. If he had like a 12 times or something, it may be good if he held his weapon sideways and could get some nice shots with that. But with a hollow sight behind the rock against an LMG that's watching from North Hotel, it's quite risky.
No, he's clear now. The LMG has rotated off that roof. As you were saying that, they decided now's our time. We found our early pick. We're going to drop back, rendezvous with the team. That's kind of the smart choice while you had everyone suppressed. Rotate around.
Got a really nice suppressive angle from Woods in the northeast there. Suppressing the white building where Raphael's trying to peek it, but the shots just keep landing. Every single second he tries to get a peek out, it's just totally denying any kind of vision he could have from there. That's definitely very nice to see.
I mean, dang, this is the start for beginners here. See what they can string together now. They have all the time in the world, 4.5 minutes, and they're going to rotate around south, try and come up on that hill. It's probably the best approach.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe they'll send a guy towards the western side later on in the match, because we still do have spoils up in North Hotel. So maybe they'll bring him down the western street and just trying to disrupt Globochem, going Central Hotel, just suppressing the objective, because Smoils does love his suppression. I think just adding that disruptive element to the defense of Globochem could be a big thing for them when they do eventually decide to push from Twins on the southern side.
I think Globochem are in angle mode now.
Yeah, that is actually very uncanny to see. They are rock solid right now. I don't see any more than one dot moving.
That's like something I haven't seen before. I haven't seen this out of Globochem. The sheer focus from everyone. Everyone's angle is just, boom, we're locked in. That's teamwork right there.
Yeah. This is the kind of angle holding skills you'd expect from like beginners.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
But I think there's going to be a big key player of beginners offense here, and that's going to be Woods 43 up in the far south hills. Pants is going to be sitting just in the ravine, totally open, and he's seemingly not focused up the far south, so I think he's going to get picked relatively soon.
Yeah, you're right. He's completely he's not ready for this at all. Woods could give it away if he decides to take some pot shots, but you're right. This could be a nice 5-3. Is he going to spot him? Is he even looking that ravine?
Oh, he just got too low down now. He can't see him. That could be a vital pick being lost here. They need that kind of pick, but is that nade? No.
Smoke.
Oh, that almost scared me.
Yeah, that could have been real good. It's a good smoke, though. Right over towards Pants. Not good enough. Pants will still have clear line of sight. He's probably...
We are starting to see some rotations as well from the northeast side of Smalls and Icy Woods. Looking to come through west and centre from the looks of it.
Yeah, when you said Woods 43, I was looking at Icy Woods. He could also be a pretty serious threat as he's pushing up that APC. Getting a little battle with Arsenic. A minute 45 left. They got to start moving.
Yeah, Kentide trying to push Pants now on the south, but with Woods coming in from far south, the second he pops up and shots, it's going to be a bad time.
It will be... I'm going to say Pants is at least going to get Kensai here.
Raphael did throw a little bit of a nade down the valley, but he's still holding his angle.
Yep. Pants catches Kensai. Mike found Killinger too. Pants ducks down. Killinger reloads. Can't get the shots. Where is Woods?
Pants just had to one-hand Killinger there because he couldn't get his hand on his gun. And he ran out of ammo. Both of them did. That is shocking to see two members of the top teams do.
55 seconds. Woods picks up Pants in the back. Icy Woods is crashed in. Finds Arsenic. This is not looking good for Globochem. Beginners need to crash an L. 40 seconds left.
Yeah, for the men coming up from the south, it's going to be so dangerous.
Oh, Raphael, a key win. He maintains that white house. That's going to be nice. He'll have good overwatch position. But it is a 2v2. It's just Raph and Toast, and there's plenty of smokes on objective. 25 seconds left. They have to go.
What is Beginners hold up here? They must have totally forgotten the time. They can't delay any longer.
Woods is
Unless
pad
they're
out.
counting on a Woods cap here. Unbelievable. They can't count on this.
Toast is looking here on the corner.
There is no way.
How
this
fast
works.
can Woods
He's running
cap?
out of time. 5 seconds maybe, but we're at 3 seconds now. 1 second.
He gets it! No, they don't. Globochem denies it. Wow. Oh, I got so nervous there.
You almost gave me a heart attack,
I got so nervous there. Man.
If they had gotten that there, that would have been the single most clutch cap ever seen in the league to date.
Dang it. That was close. That would have had, we would have had a map on our hands there.
We definitely would have. Beginners let the time get away from them during that map for certain. We still do have at least one more round coming up here. So maybe Beginners are going to try and claw it back here. Maybe they're going to try and identify their standard style of play because they're playing a bit too slow, really. During scrims, they played pretty aggressively. It's worked out really well, at least for against my team. But Beginners, I think if they try and channel a good medium between their old style, their very slow play, and their kind of newer, slightly more aggressive play, it could work out really well for them. But maybe they're a little bit nervous and they just can't get into that groove they need. Just don't have that pace, as we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, I'm looking forward to map 2. I think beginners are going to have a big uphill battle here. They can do it, though. They can stay tight on this map, take their Volk win. And they looked good on that Marsoc offensive, nearly pulling a cap. It's going to be a long road ahead, that's for sure. They're down 0-3 on this map right now.
For certain. Gonna be that same objective, so Globochem, if they get another North spawn, I think they will definitely be a lot more aggressive with it. Probably opting for a more Western kind of focused offense, because beginners, I think they'll go, as you said, with the kind of standard kill box style, just waiting for them to enter a certain area and just holding out angles like we saw Globochem do during the last defensive round. They just rock solid.
We'll see. I would love to see beginners battle back here. Globochem getting what some would say a fast spawn.
Would indeed. As long as they can get into center hotel, that's going to be so powerful for them. I think this could definitely be a big boon for them, and they'll likely take this round. And if Arsenic can get an early pick going around the side of that building, that could be huge.
There you see the defensive smoke. That's to deny the kills, Killinger and Kensai right there.
Seems unfortunately Arsenic was spotted as he moved to that rock on the west. He could have gotten a pick, but he just was spotted.
Now Smoyle's dumping some suppressive fire, nothing landing there. They have control of middle hotel. Kensai and Killinger at risk of getting picked here.
During this, they really do not want to pick during the first couple of minutes, because Globochem, they're in the pick mode right now. They're looking for anyone picking the angles, anyone picking over this south hill. They want to get that early pick just so they can kind of start doing their thing.
Raphael is looking for that.
She was already injured.
But they're so aware of the southern side now. They know there's two men up there, one on the kind of southern ravine bed and woods inside the white building. So that should hopefully give them a little bit more information on how they can continue to maneuver, because that's one thing Globo does really well. It's just adapting to the current situation. Maybe even later on we'll see someone rotating from the west way up to the eastern side, though twins will be a little bit of an issue.
It's interesting watching this angle. Raph here is using his shield to peek. And this is something, I mean, this is, I love to see that. That's a really good use of the shield on this map.
Yeah, that's definitely a Globochem tactic, patented by Raphael. Or maybe that's a this can't be blank tactic then.
My fucking striking is certain.
So far, it just seems like they're planning out their offense here. They're kind of talking it through with each other, getting the information they need, the initial reconnaissance before they start doing anything, but with no real movement happening, it's going to be a little bit of an issue for them unless they blitz the western side with some smokes.
And Toast will all.
Once in a while, the guy in the objective is peeking. He's peeking. You can.
You'll watch from the windows again. Just because I.
Arsenic, yeah.
Look at these strats, dude. Toast has pinned up his pad to be on the corner of the window. Maybe that'll catch out a shot if someone thinks it's ahead, but it's also just his pad, so he can check it. And then he's peeking this other tighter angle.
Globochem tactics. They are something different, but Arsenic is looking for the white building now. You could hear him call out on the radio just earlier. Actually, no, he's looking for Kensai on the objective, and Kensai's peeking it. He's going to get taken down.
Oh, he does get some nice shots on a Kensai. It'll be not a headshot, though, so the res, and they're coming in hot. The smokes are out.
Yeah, the woods, icy woods up on that twins north wind. That's going to be a big issue for Globochem. So with this push, I think with enough smoke, they should be okay.
Oof, catches woods.
Let's go. Go, go,
What a glorious headshot that was.
Smokes are coming out.
Ground floor, center
All
hotel.
these smokes, a couple of them a bit too far, especially that nade. That could actually take down Killinger if it was thrown just a little bit closer. So it's starting to get the rotation from everyone coming in now. Look at this.
Yeah, the Smoyles, the suppressive fire from the top's trying to deny it. Kensai does find Toast. Arsenic's up onto this corner. Pants trying to push in, and there's a lot of suppressive fire here. A nade! Catches three! A massive nade! They're all down. It's all up to Raph. He's down. Beginners, clutch it.
That was absolutely disgusting from Ken's side. That is not moral to do during a league match. My God. I feel like I'm getting flashbacks to yesterday's Mob Squad versus Globochem game with that triple nade. My God.
That was massive.
I think that can very solidly be the sole attribute that stopped Globochem's push there. If they hadn't got that nade, I think Globochem could have taken that round pretty solidly, because that was utterly devastating. There's no way Globochem wasn't screaming to themselves that they had to split up, they had to spread out a bit, because somewhere deep down, you know that if you were in the Vault situation, you'd be throwing a nade right now.
Dude, I mean, the push, though, coming out of Globochem was so fantastic there. They had all the smokes. They had that early pick. They thought they had 2 down. Because Arsenic, he thought he headshot that one inside that window. Then he headshot Woods up on the top. Wow.
Definitely something to be said about Arsenic, though. I think he's been training for specifically headshots only with his sniper rifle. Because during the Mob Squad match, again, we had just so many headshots coming out from him. He got 2 of them in one round that were devastating to Mob Squad's defense. And he just continued again and again to just demolish them every single round during quarantine.
That was the perfect nade. That could have been bad.
Definitely was. Yeah. Someone has got to clip that for sure. That's going up on the Wall of Fame.
Now Globochem.
This
Oh
is a
my
dangerous
gosh.
spawn. Beginners are already sitting down. They knew this could be a potential spawn.
Yep.
I don't even know where you want me to go now then.
You need that. Just go forward. And then
Interesting
left,
smoke.
Out this gap.
Lefty through this gap, yeah.
Guess they were just... I think they might be trying to push people to Central Hotel.
Oh, there goes their location.
Wow. Yeah, those early shots probably not the best idea.
I think Rash is going to tuck in.
The thing I can say here now that that early shot coming out from beginners and giving away their position, I think that signed their death warrant here. It's going to be so difficult to push up knowing that all of Globochem is watching over this side.
You know what, though?
Arsenic's going to be likely on sniper duty.
Look at Globo. They don't have any angles on this team right now. They can clearly push up to middle hotel.
True, actually. Raphael's the only one waiting, and he has no grenade either. He can't do the same tactics Pants did during an earlier round. He just has his gun, and he's playing so passively. I revised my prediction. I've got no idea now.
I know, this is interesting. I mean, this is a new, tighter defense of Globochem. Maybe not working in their favor, but beginners are... they're not going to push up to that hotel.
Guess not. There's suddenly even people Icy Woods around the eastern side by the red truck. I guess he may have a little bit of an inkling that there may be someone in the eastern dumpster on the dark bit, but he doesn't quite have an angle on Pants. Maybe he'll hear them and see some shots coming off later from this area.
I mean, he could catch Arsenic in that bottom floor. No, maybe he can. Arsenic has a little bit of a dune there to block his vision.
Are we sure we're watching a Globochem game?
I don't know, man.
I think we might be seeing a beginners versus beginners match. I feel like they're both stolen tactics from each other and kind of just becoming their own enemy.
Takes a 5, 350.
Three minutes 40.
Yeah, they're gonna have to start their push at some point. They can't just keep sitting back in their spawn forever. So they may be trying for the center push. A bit of a useless smoke, but hey, they are taking center release, and that's a really nice headshot to toast from Woods there. That's a big pick.
That is a big pick. It opens up this whole approach. If they can get Otto down, I mean, they're really covering the South Street, dude. Look at this Otto Arsenic wrap in the middle hotel. North's the right approach. Or sorry, east rather.
Yeah. But they're starting to take control of their center hotel now. If Killinger and Kensai push up to the roof at the same time, they could deal with Raphael safely, but if they go one by one, this is going to be devastating. It'll just do the same thing Pants did.
That is such a good adaptive grenade from Kensai.
It's a little bit short, but if he'd thrown it up, that is definitely something that shows just how adaptive these teams are. Pants plays a spot earlier on in the round, boom, next round he's automatically just going to nade that spot and be careful of it.
Well, dead.
Arsenic finally catching out Woods, who had tried to creep his way along that south wall, or sorry, west wall.
Yeah, and the two members, Smalls and IC Woods, are making their way around east now. They have so little time remaining, but this is going to be a big part of the beginner's push here. So they can do some serious damage with this kind of eastern and southern angle they're going to get soon.
Huge trade, huge trade. They catch out Raph, and now it's a 4v3, and they have control of Middle Hotel.
2 minutes, 2 minutes. Beta 4.
They know the time, too. 2 minutes being called out.
Indeed. It seems beginners are definitely getting ready for their final kind of phase of the push here. People are starting to collapse in on the east, the central side, and of course the Center Hotel west. Killinger seems to be the one sitting back in the Center Hotel. I imagine it's going to be Kensai going straight into the fray first, but Auto's going to be ready for that. He's going to dominate them the second they come out of the western side of Hotel.
Minute 25. Wow, Woods! That angle!
What was that? What is that angle? My God!
What?
That isn't human. Come on, that is utterly insane. That's got to be a few pixels at most.
What?
Beginners, I guess. They took some tips from
They're
Arsenic.
looking very good, but the time, 55 seconds left, they have to go. Is Globochem going to win another round on time?
I sure to hell hope they don't. We are seeing a very slow push. Smalls were taken down in the south. That's not what they need right now. Hopefully they'll be Woods able to get a refrag onto him in the first floor.
Pants peeking out, almost gets the shots onto Killinger. Killinger still hasn't spotted him while Pants is tucked in a little bit. Killinger's here now, charging up onto Arsenic. Catches out Arsenic. He's down. No defense on objective. Pants has to rotate around. He's trying to catch out Woods. Pants and Woods here trading in the center. Pants goes down. Beginners take the round. They're still in it, 2-3.
Beginners are really scaring me with their time management here. I feel like it's always happening during beginners match. It feels like they're too slow, but it works out in the end. I don't exactly know how. But man, the picks during that round, getting the pick onto Auto inside the dark room, that was huge.
Dude.
If they didn't get that pick, that would not have been a round one.
You're absolutely
for sure.
right. That pixel perfect I mean, what the heck? We have the frag here. I'm going to pull it up. Pardon the... Yeah, the Smoils, a suppressive fire from the top's trying to deny it. Kensai does find Toast. Arsenic's up onto this corner. Pants trying to push in, and there's a lot of suppressive fire here. A nade! Catches 3, a massive nade! They're all down. It's all up to Raph. He's down. Beginners clutch it. Dude. Yeah, the Smoils, a suppressive... That grenade was unbelievable. The push was looking so good. Arsenic had advanced up. They res Toast, and then just boom.
That was absolutely disgusting. There are clips of it in chat now. I gotta say, I don't think there's gonna be a nade that tops that one for quite some time.
Let me update your scores here.
Actually, looking back on it, that was actually a quad nade, not a triple nade. That got 4
you're right.
people. Unbelievable. That could have been a full team wipe nade, if not for Raphael's shield.
I don't think it's one there. You always do it.
All right, we'll see here. This is a fast spawn for Globochem.
Wait, might have to wait for a second.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to stop anyone from getting to the center hotel like Kensai or Woods is trying to do here. Or rather, they're both inside the objective dark room. That's not something you see often.
Yeah, and those early shots, I wonder at who. I see Woods instantly
Maybe just a
identifies.
little bit of... Yeah, maybe it was just a little bit of a pre-fire into the smoke, or maybe he did see Smiles.
One's at the rock in between the two bungalows on the East Ridge.
Woods almost caught one from White House. Very
Yeah, that'll
close.
be a real long-range angle onto auto.
In between the north and south bungalow, there's a rock east of it. He's behind that rock.
No, we can't go out the windows.
I think the question is here, is Raphael going to be able to execute the southern side? If he can take White Building, I think Globachem's just going to take the map. Because the second White Building goes down, that allows the other two members of Globochem in the southern and Twins area to push in from the south, pepper them through the windows, and it's just
You
good.
draw my attention to Raph, and just look how he's using the shield. It's angled. It's slightly up, and it's because he's in an environment where he knows the angle of his enemy. He knows what parts are exposed, and he's not just... I mean, this is just the finesse of a good shield user.
Yeah, for sure. All kind of shield users has something in common.
Hey, he
They
knows
just
I'm here.
they hold it in the exact same way. There is a perfect way to hold the shield, kind of almost fully extended with your arm, slightly kind of turned. It's interesting to see.
Such a massive round for beginners. They're on the Volk defense now. They could bring it 3-3.
Again, they're so careful. Globochem is not looking to give up this round or this map overall. That is for certain. They do not want to take this to a 3-3. They had a 3-0 lead to begin with, and beginners is just clawing it back using every fiber of their being.
Bro, look at Kensai's angle right now.
Oh my god, what is this? This is the kind of Woods angle we saw last round.
These beginners guys are just taking literally a bullet of thickness to shoot through.
By the time they're done, there's going to be a groove carved into the side of that window.
Unreal.
Raphael is trying for the southern side now, though. We are getting also the two members by Red Truck trying to just work their way down, probably the western side, waiting for that final push. With 3 minutes, this is slow.
Yeah.
They're definitely not playing like their usual super aggressive Globochem, but it has been working out this kind of pace for them.
Raph here now has a shield above his head. Worried about that one window angle.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be cautious of grenades anymore because Icy Woods did throw his out earlier during this round. But I'm surprised Woods has given up on watching that ravine angle. He's looking towards north instead.
I think Smoils can catch out Raph if he tries to come up this hill.
Looking at the angle he has, yeah, you're definitely right. If he doesn't keep his shield perfectly angled to stop Smiles, he's going to get taken down.
And I have some news coming in. I believe it is 4-4 in the Button Cup.
Seems to be the case. Here goes Raphael and Arsenic up here now. They are smoking out. They are wary of Smalls. Perfect.
A good nade. Wood peeks out. The call out from Raph. Arsenic trying to get the refrag. Instantly drop backs and look at Smoils suppressing. Denying entry.
That is perfect. That's allowing the rest of the beginners time to rotate over and be wary of the southern side, giving Woods a little bit more time to prep, but they don't care.
Yeah. Arsenic goes into the small building. Woods thinks he's there. He's peeking out. I don't think they have any nades left, and Raph has to lead. Knife out. He has Woods. He's coming in. Raph goes down, and he's resable, instantly picked up. He knifed him.
Yeah, that's an insult to injury kill right there. A quadruple nade and a knife in the same map. That is absurd.
Let me see.
Ooh, a tight angle from Smoils. Globochem want this map. They're up 5-3 now.
Yeah, they only have 60 seconds left, though. They need to hurry this up. They need to start pushing now, but there's still 2 men alive on objective. This is going to be so difficult to actually attack.
They have nobody dark room. Arsenic can storm in right now.
You're right, but they are aware of that. Killinger is being very careful of watching the southern side.
Toast is coming in. He's going to try and deny that angle. Arsenic storming down now. Killinger is going to have to catch this. Toast is coming in.
5 seconds left.
Catches Killinger. Arsenic. He can cap. He's coming in. Kensai's trying to rotate around. 19 seconds left. He's punching it in. Can he deny Arsenic? He can. 15 seconds left now. Who's going to cap?
If he can just stay alive, this will be the round for beginners. That is
Oh my gosh, Toast is trying to come in! He trains and Globochem take the round. Oh my gosh.
That is impossibly close for a first map. My God, I can't imagine what the other two are going to be like.
My voice just cracked. I don't know. Oh my gosh.
I'm going into shock, NightFiree.
Oh. Holy cow, dude. We're off to the races, ladies and gents. Globochem inching by with 3 seconds left. Take that first map 4-2.
Indeed. And after this match, NightFiree, I believe we will have likely the kind of information on who has won the Button Cup, because by the time this match ends, the other matches should also be over, or very, very close to over. But who do you think is going to win the Button Cup? Honestly, I have no idea at this point. It's been tied the entire way.
So how many games? So what do we have here? Confused.
We have 4 games remaining, including this one, Gravity versus Brigade 1, which I believe Brigade 1 has won, in fact. So that's bringing it to 3 games. This one, Magnificent Bastards versus Wrath, and Fury versus French Onward Union.
Okay.
They're going to be close.
Yeah, I know there was some concern about Fury and French Onward Union scheduling that matchup, but it looks like they managed to get it.
Yeah, scheduling between EU and NA can be a bit of an issue, but I'm glad they managed to sort it out on such short notice. That's always a good thing to see.
Buxton. There's like 5 highlights from that first map.
Oh my God.
That is just ridiculous. The quad frag, the early pickup, the near cap.
The near win via timeout.
Dude. For Globochem, a team that I almost constantly talk up as capable of managing their time effectively, almost lose around to time.
I feel like we've wandered into some like alternate dimension, NightFiree, where beginners of Globochem have kind of just become the same entity.
I mean,
they've merged and melded together.
Dude, I think we're just seeing what you can do at peak performance. I just want to make sure, are we in a new lobby or anything like that yet?
No.
Okay.
We're still waiting on the second map selection right now.
Okay. Hopefully we haven't bugged. Tech difficulties aside, we got ourselves a hell of a series to come. Taking a look at the map pool, we can dip back into that. We have Tanker Band, Cargo Band.
From Globochem.
Yes, Tanker from Globochem, Cargo from Beginners, Subway's out of the equation, and we've just played Downfall 1. I am so excited. Bazaar, Suburbia, or Quarantine. Those are our options.
We're going to see what this option is going to be very shortly now, because the map's been selected, and it's going to be a surprise to all of us, I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
And my prediction was wrong.
Wow.
Totally unsurprisingly.
We are going to hop into a series, what could be a series deciding map on Suburbia.
I did think they decided to go for a Suburbia map. That is an interesting choice from Beginners there, because it seems Globochem gave up their chance to pick a map and instead decided to take side, which is quite interesting to see. And the fact that Beginners took Suburbia is even more surprising.
I mean, Globochem was worried about them on Tanker. And, I mean, we said that they're very good on it But I mean, what's to say that they haven't also been practicing other maps that people aren't ready for them? Maybe they've been honing in their suburbia.
Possibly, they could be hiding tactics. We do know Beginners is a very tactics-heavy team, as I said previously during this match. So it's entirely possible they have some kind of utterly insane tactic hiding up their sleeve right now. They're going to pull out and just plop on the table, ready for Globochem right here.
Oh, there's also the knife kill.
Oh yes, that knife kill as well. Man, I still can't believe they just got that close to losing that round within 3 seconds. If Kensai had like laid down or something, maybe they would have been able to take that.
Looks like we are waiting on one more for Globochem, so a sub could be there. But on Beginners, we still have Killinger, Icy Woods, Smoils, Woods 43, and Kensai, so the same 5.
Maybe we'll see Mixologist come in.
Yeah.
I think we may be seeing Mixologist come in because we did see him in the chat. I don't see him in the chat anymore, so it is entirely possible he has ducked out of the chat now. Got the information that he's gained by watching the stream from the bird's eye view that we have. He's got the information that we've kind of drawn out of Beginners through watching their gameplay, knowing how they've played in the past and have continued to play during this match, and how they kind of discussed how things are working out for them, just how you can draw that from their movements and their kind of play and their disturbingly slow play at that. No, I honestly have no idea how Suburbia could go at this point. It could go also very slow, but as I've said before, Beginners could be going much faster. They have been trying to do that in scrims, but honestly, I thought they might be trying to play more aggressive on downfall as well. I was clearly wrong with that. They did almost take it to a 3-3, but they were down 3 members initially, which is definitely not so hot. Now, honestly, it's an incredibly difficult choice, because the third map, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Q1. Because Beginners, I think they do like Q1 quite a bit. Globochem especially, they like Q1, Downfall and Bazaar. So it's either Bazaar or Q1 we'll see during the next map for certain, no matter what. I reckon it'll be Q1 though.
Whatever it's gonna be, I mean, we gotta see if we're gonna. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. I'm thinking I'm gonna lean towards Beginners taking this map since it's their map choice, and Globochem scraped by with their map pick against Beginners. I feel like Beginners are looking just a little bit better here.
And it seems we do know who that sub is now. Arsenic is out of the equation, and it's Thunderpilot coming in.
Wow. You know, here's something interesting to know about Thunderpilot and maybe why they've chosen this sub. Thunderpilot is a very good flanking defender. When he's on defense, you'll very often find Thunderpilot behind enemy lines, getting hits in the back. And on Suburbia, if you can manage to snake your way around these guys, you can get some really devastating picks.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong tactic, so it is quite hard to pull off. Because getting that flank on Suburbia, as you said, that can be so devastating because you just don't really expect it. And there's so much cover and so many penetrable objects that you can shoot through. So many angles you can get from behind the enemy line. But if you get someone across, it's guaranteed to work out, assuming you can do it in the first place, as I said. But Arsenic apparently also despises Suburbia. So I think that may be also another reason why he's been subbed out.
Now Arsenic and Mix, two Globochem members about. And you know, we should really try and work in an interview from one of these teams, from the winning team after this series, because I'm sure we could have some interesting questions about some of these plays.
Yeah, we could indeed. We'll have to grab them both into a lobby afterwards, see what they're thinking about that. But I'll also be grabbing them afterwards anyway for the episode of VR Respawn. Good recap. You should watch it, everyone.
Yeah.
It's a good recap of the league events. I think it's like every week, every 2 weeks it comes out. It's a good time.
Where is it? Is YouTube.com/VR Respawn? Is that how you do that? On YouTube? I don't know if that's how
Probably. I don't know. We'll find out at a later date, but there is also the website which links all to that, vrrespawn.com. It's got quite a bit of onward coverage, so you can go there if you are interested in keeping up with kind of VR esports in general, the VR Master League, the VR League, all of that.
Yeah, a lot of good recaps, good writers. Some of our casters working on that stuff, like Buxton and Sleepy, myself. So you'll see content created from the community But that's not our focus, Buxton. What we're focused on
Sure.
is what's right in front of us. Beginners, Globochem, Suburbia, round 1, match 2.
This should hopefully be a very exciting one, just like the initial round was. We already have a lot of pre-fire from Icy Woods there. That could be dangerous.
A full LMG
What is this
clip worth of
aggressive
free
play?
fire.
Pants is going so far up, NightFiree.
But look at how fast beginners are moving and all this suppressive fire coming through.
Oh my god. A nade! It insta-kills Panzer Woods as it lands directly on top of his head, and another triple nade or double nade on lane 3
Oh,
as well.
Kensei
Another
goes down
nade.
from 1.
What is going on? That needs to be clipped immediately, and it's just Killinger. He takes down Pants.
Globochem have taken out the entirety of the beginner's push, but they might get all... No, it's going to be a 4v5. They're going to get 4 up. Why are they picking
My
up Kensei?
god, I don't think I could expect that. I think we did also just see, well at least I did, the very ever first insta-kill from a grenade in a league match.
No, we've
it
had
landed
one.
directly next to... Oh, we have
Yeah,
already?
it was an airburst onto the head of somebody a game or two ago, like a couple days ago.
Oh. God damn it.
I know. Bobby.
Very strong though. They could be going 5v4 right now if not for that beautiful nade.
Yeah, did he just grab... Oh no, you said Pants got insta-kill, so yeah, we're in a 4v4.
Thunder's looking for Killinger though. He's in a really good position here. This is so aggressive and it's going to work so well for this position.
A big trade for Globochem. Maybe for beginners. Toast is down in Resable, but it's going to be a tough res to get him over there by white car. I don't think anybody from Globochem can rotate around and get this. If they get out the right smokes, they can cross this street.
Yeah, I suspect we'll see Thunderpilot doing his flanks very shortly. The second they start actually pushing over, he'll go for it.
Oh no, these smokes are interesting.
Yeah, here goes Thunder with his flank now. You can just see him starting off.
Bad news. Can't catch anyone. And gets shut down by Smoils.
Looks like he missed those initial shots and that was totally killer for him.
I mean, look.
Very unfortunate.
Kensai confirming Toast. Globochem now not looking good in a 2v3. The cross here should be available. Very good smokes here.
Yeah, that's going to give them full access to the crossover the west end. There's no way they're actually going to be able to deal with beginners at this point. It's going to be a 2v3 and they're in a really good position with good cover.
Auto.
Unless they pull off some miracle with more grenades, it's going to be so difficult.
Auto may be able to catch some out once these smokes dissipate. Kensai with this rotation could get picked. Nope, he's in. No, he does. Get shot through the wood.
That was a very well delayed shot just to make sure he can definitely get it just straight through the bushes. He sees him behind it or on the fence.
I'm very surprised Raph hasn't taken out Woods yet. Maybe he just can't spot him through that fence there.
Oh, so but Raph is just keeping an eye on lane 4 here. Lane 3 rather, just making sure no one can walk up to the objective from playground and allows Auto to kind of be freed up and watch over lane 1.
Woods is going to be in trouble here. Raph's looking for the picks to the wood. Has him out, and Raph with a nice shot. Smoils is now in a 1v2. Globochem have salvaged this.
Yeah, they really have. I didn't think they'd be able to take it back, but beginners have kind of squandered it. We're getting that pick from also getting that pick onto Kensai as he tried to move into the garden. That was a big one.
I'm surprised Smoils' fire through the woods here didn't catch Raph out.
Yeah, there was a bullet landing just about a meter away from him, which is pretty dangerous, but he doesn't have infinite ammunition, though he does have quite a bit with that SA-80.
Yeah, and he could have pillaged his teammate for a second gun and ammo there.
Moles is in such a dangerous spot considering he is a one-man left with no available HP. He's already used his syringe. He was already injured by the grenade. One bullet and he's gone.
Should have the information, though. He should be aware Otto should be tucked in there. And Raph is over here by the wood. We'll see if he can make anything happen. A minute left.
In between a rock and a very hard place here. If he peeks out into the main street, Auto will catch him. Or apparently not. He's just walking straight through and he's trying to deal with Raph. But Smoltz is making so much noise there.
Smoils is completely blocked from Otto. A red truck's, I think, denying vision. What is going to happen here? Raph's going to catch him out as the gun peeks around the wood, and Globochem go up 1-0.
Kind of a very interesting start off to Suburbia. It was so fast paced at the start and it just crawled to a halt during the mid and end of that round. Those early nades totally stopped the momentum of beginners trying to get the push off. The flankers just didn't work out on the side of Globochem. Then they just kind of limped along until one side eventually won out due to the likely the HP advantage. They could just get those shots off first because there couldn't be any reconfirming shots. They went down in one hit because of the nade earlier on.
Yeah.
1 hit versus 2 hits, definitely a big difference.
A tough scenario for this squad, to say the least. But they did make the best out of it. They nearly came back and grabbed that Marsoc round to start things off. That would have been huge. That would have been the momentum swing they needed. Now they cannot let Globochem get this Marsoc round. If Globochem goes up 2-0, it's just going to be so hard to shut them down. But
it's going to be a very big issue.
I do say that as beginners almost came back on Doubtfall.
Beginners do seem to be good, really good with that, the coming back strategy. They kind of, sometimes in really high tier matchup like against Globochem or SMC Tactical, they might have a really big issue with them for the first couple rounds of a map, but they seem to kind of get in some kind of zone. Some kind of weird zone where they kind of just perfectly do what they need to do. They know what they have to do, they execute it really well, and it's just one after another. They take back those rounds exactly how they want them to.
Diving in to round 2 of this second map. Globochem are leading. They've taken the first map 4-2. Just barely, though. Now see what beginners can do. This is their map pick. And the series is on the line here. Technically, not really, but some have been saying the title as well.
Yeah. Pants was yelling at the team there to make sure no one goes towards the right side in case of any pre-fire coming out from beginners. And beginners love their pre-fire, so it's definitely a good thing to alert your team of.
Here's Woods with the sickness spot. We'll see how ready Globochem is for this.
It's a very strong angle, and if Auto just waltzes out in front of the Humvee there, he's going to get picked by those. What? No way! No way this just happened.
My jaw is on the floor.
So Pants,
he's
nice
so...
himself.
We're so lucky we can't hear his comm right now.
Oh yeah, he'd be incredibly angry.
We're so lucky we can't hear his comms right now. He went to go hit his radio and instead grabbed his knife and cut his throat.
He's left the game. He's not happy with that one. He wants to wipe that team kill from his board and come back in.
Wow. It does botch
That's
our
perhaps the
little UI, though, so just be aware that beginner's now in a 5v4 advantage.
biggest injury you can possibly face in Onward. Knifing yourself during a league match. Not even an insta-kill grenade hurts that
Not
much.
any league match. A league match for rank #1.
A league match for rank #1, and likely who decides which region wins the Button Cup.
Just a casual game of Onward here. I love that we can build stories like this, though, within the league. It's so fantastic to have this sort of rivalry and competition being so
Oh
potent.
no.
Nade catches Woods with the shield, but he'll be resable. No, he won't!
So much for blind free fire, my god!
Woods is peeking out, trying to catch Thunder on the backside, almost gets him.
That spot really paid off there, giving him the really good and useful information of where to throw that nade and just picking off that guy. Shame he couldn't confirm Raphael on the floor there, but... Damn. Raphael's at least trying for a refrag grenade.
Oh, he gets it! Not an insta down, though. Is resable. We'll be able to radio in if you hear his footsteps coming in. There's the confirmed kill, though, from Thunder. Another nade onto Woods. These nades are coming in and landing perfectly. Kensai turns his back on Raph.
It's like a beautiful artillery. It's just a cacophony of death.
A 4v3 now. Reminder the UI is bugged here, but Woods and Smoils trying to hold down here in the smoke. Toast rotating around behind Smoils. I think he hears the footsteps.
But Smalls isn't looking the right way. He's looking towards the smoke. He's too preoccupied, but Toast is making so much noise as well.
He catches Smoils. 3v3. Oh, almost a team kill. Kensai goes down. Rash trying to come up on the Kensai. The rifle shots, the snapshots. Kensai's dead. It's a 2v2. They're pinching the defenders. Beginners. Dr. Killinger. Woods holding on. Toast might catch Woods in the back. How is Woods not ready for this over here? Killinger killed himself with his own nade.
Not again. I feel like this is just a mess. This is chaos.
Woods turns around just in time. He's right behind him. Toast catches the shots in the back. Globochem go up 2-0.
I'm almost sad he didn't try for a knife kill right there. That was the perfect opportunity. Raphael and Scorpio, you both would have done it, and you know that.
Wow. Globochem's looking good here. Beginners are going to have to pull something out of their bag of tricks. Start playing just a little bit tighter. They're so close on each of these maps, or each of these rounds, rather.
Yeah, I still can't believe, though, that initial knife, the initial self-pick of Pants.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, man, beginners were in that 5v4 the whole time.
His team is definitely going to be laughing at him for that one, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
They won the round anyway.
Yeah, thankfully they can laugh at it. They're lucky. They're fortunate enough they're able to.
Thinking about it though, NightFiree, maybe that threw off beginners a little bit, because counting how many enemies are down is such an important thing. And if you think there's 2 alive when there's actually 1, it can cause you to watch 2 different angles and just overload yourself, and it won't be enough to actually catch the guys he runs across like a 3rd separate angle.
The momentum, though, we talk about it, it's going to be hard to shut down Globochem. And if beginners let Globochem go up 3-0, it's just going to be another really long comeback road for them. Going to be tough, I mean.
If it does become a comeback road for them, the entire match is going to be incredibly tense on that final round for everyone involved.
We're going into a burning building objective, too, something that is capable with a couple of good smokes and the right frags. Curious to see how Globochem defend this one.
Yeah, I reckon they'll be probably a little bit more aggressive than they were on the previous objectives. It did work out really well for Pants and Thunder to be able to push up like that, because they got those gorgeous nades on that first round. It's going to be difficult for them to probably keep this up on this objective, because beginners are going to be wary of it.
Look at all these defensive smokes early, too. You think that's to slow them down?
I think it might be, because it certainly does kind of spook them a little bit. They're not sure if someone's going to be pushing them immediately. Not sure if someone's just waiting for them to turn around. We don't know. Well, they don't know. We certainly know. So it should likely be just a bit of a distraction tactic.
Now the nades are coming. Wow, Smoils is lucky.
Close. That was incredibly close. If that had gone to the kind of gap between those concrete walls, that would have been, again, an amazing nade like we've seen several times at this point.
Nades from Globochem have been so on point, dude. They're just barely missing here, and they were landing so successfully last round.
Oh, I thought he was small.
They're running out of them, though. They've thrown a lot.
Yeah, they have. They've really loved these nades, but they're not so big of a fan of the peeking game, it seems. They're throwing the nades, they're kind of pre-firing angles, but they're not actually doing flanking, which, though, as I said, is very difficult on this particular objective, considering the spawns and the locations that Master can get to and typically are at pretty much all the time. You don't really have many options to do for flanking or hard pushes on Volk.
Raph in the middle, Pants here in this interesting spot watching APC. They don't have the strongest of coverage towards objective. If Pants, or if Auto goes down and there's some good smokes, it's up to Thunder really to deny the cap. And I mean, reminder, beginners almost capped when they were down 0-2 on downfall. So it might be their mindset right now. Try and come back.
The beginners, they're looking for the picks, it seems. They're doing they're doing their usual kind of just watch out for the windows. You can see Killinger way at the back looking through towards the spawn house. He's looking for the picks. They're looking for kind of the nades they can throw later on, try and get some information on where they could be, see if they're in any unorthodox spots, but they're playing very methodically here. They're staying in some standard, well-tested spots, and wow, this is one we haven't seen in a long time, the slide being used by OC Woods.
Yeah, it's legal now, and now's the time to use it. Pants could get caught out on the backside if he moves too much, and Woods is looking right there. This is fun to see.
Definitely is. Oh, is that a nade from OC Woods? Yes, it is. It looks like it might be aimed towards Auto, but no, it's totally whiffed. What? Never mind.
Perfectly cooked and lobbed finesse. The nades from these teams are ridiculous.
And this is the beginner's push, it seems. They're going for a playground push straight towards the objective. This is an aggressive one.
So Thunder has to get this pick up onto Auto. He does. Kensai tries to peek, and he's denied. The pad's out from Woods. Thunder's looking here up and over. Raphael's pushing in behind. He's catches Wood. Raph could be trouble. Woods getting picked up by Raph in the back, and Globochem converge on beginners. They go up 3-0, dominating that offense.
This is so unexpectedly, or rather, yeah, unexpectedly one-sided.
Yeah.
Beginners just can't deal with those flanks. They are working out now. You can see, obviously, Raphael getting that double kill, and they just demolished them. There wasn't enough of a hard push. They kind of hang about in the playground area, and they just killed them. But you can definitely tell that Globochem, especially Pants, are happy about it. They were wooing and yarring after that round.
I mean, these nades, dude, are just unreal from both teams. I can't get over it. The smokes are so on point. They're right where they need to be. I mean, it's practice. This is they obviously sit inside these maps and just practice chucking nades all day.
I hope one day we do have the ability to throw unlimited nades off your chest in the free roam.
Oh.
Rather than having to go for a box. That would be amazing. You could throw 100 nades in 10 minutes and just get it absolutely nailed down.
I'd like to start to see. I'm wondering. I saw it happen. I don't know on purpose or by mistake in a league match the other day, but it was he threw one good nade and then he took another nade and threw it right at a wall, and it bounced off and went to a very good spot. And I almost start to wonder if people might find more simplicity hitting good nade spots if they can hit, I don't know, a close angle against something to bounce a nade perfectly. Like, it's just because I feel like there's no marker or indicator for players right now on where to perfectly chuck nades like you have in a 2D game. And so, like, how do you mimic that? How do you get perfect nade tosses to the exact location every time. And I don't know. I guess, like you're saying, it's just practicing it over and over again. But there's no real trick right now. There's no real little secret that you can do to hone in these nades.
In the sit rep, though, we did see the talk about the grenade launcher with smoke grenades, and that could definitely be something you can strap maybe a hollow sight onto and just line up, get the perfect smoke every single time, and that would really shake up the league, because it would allow for some very interesting and long-range smokes to be done.
Dude, that is why I love how the devs are consistently adding in little bits that are changed, that could have the potential to change the meta so much. Things like that, the changes to Subway, C4 being added, the point changes now. You have 9 points instead of 8. Being able to kit out a weapon fully. I mean, there's so many new tweaks, and maybe that's why we're seeing so many nades, because of that point change that happened recently.
That is true, actually, because now you have a huge bonus of, I've even had people on my team taking body armor just because they have the extra points.
Right. Yeah, it lets you use just a little bit more of the tools that are available to you. Raphael's shielding here. Standard Globochem defensive strategy as he peeks up and over.
Oh, that nade. No, that nade was perfect from Smalls. It bounced off of the roof and directly behind Auto.
How is that not an
They just
insta down?
downed him. I have no idea, but they are going to get the revive. They're very lucky for that one.
I mean, that was right onto that pottery plant position.
Very lucky fragmentation pattern managed to save his life. That was a close nade onto Pants. 3 centimeters towards the left-hand side, and that would have been him down.
Killinger finally getting suppressed in his forward position. Nades are coming out. It could be a good air burst onto Otto. Does catch Otto out in the back, but Raph with his frag of his own. And Otto's dead. He can't be res anymore.
Are you still up?
He's going to be stealing his gun, though. Raphael wants that. He loves stealing people's guns and using them with a shield.
Fine, fine. I will take his gun.
Yeah, you can hear him anyway. It's fine. It's fine. I'll take his gun.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh, this might be a refrag here on a Killinger. Nope, too far.
There's going to be a big tense standoff between Woods and Thunder here. They're literally meters apart from each other. They don't know they're there.
Thunder peeks around. The nade comes up and around the corner. It's just a smoke. Woods knows he's in that corner now. Thunder getting antsy.
Take the house down, floor.
Toast might come in from around the side and get him. The shots. Woods rotates around, snaps around. Shots and Toast. He goes down from Wood. I see Woods on the back. The Woods brothers defending each other. Kensai picking up Thunder Pilot. Raph onto Killinger. There's nades everywhere. A frag. Woods goes down and we're into a 3v2. Trades in the center. Pants finds Woods. It's a 2v2.
What just happened, Nightfire?
Globochem are trying to take the series. Smoils charges into Raph. Raphael finds Smoils. Kensai. It's all up to him. It's going to be tough. Boy, Pants finds him. And Globochem take the series 4-0.
Globochem really celebrating there. Pants and Raphael laughing, holding hands up in the air. Very, very happy winning that match. So one-sided. This is unbelievable. I think this is a little bit of an upset, it being just this one-sided.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I was thinking beginners would be right in there more after that downfall map. It was so close. And I mean, they didn't get rolled over here on any one of these maps. I guess they did for, I'd say, 2. But I mean, they were in there and competing so close. But they just couldn't edge out the wins.
Something's definitely gone wrong with the side of beginners here. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but they just can't deal with Globochem, how they're playing right now. Maybe it's the slow play of Globochem that they're kind of pulling out during this match, but whatever it is, beginners are not happy with it.
No, and you know, they definitely are going to be competing still very hard for this final map because, like we say, this is a rank 1 and 2 matchup. Globochem is ranked 1, so they're going to maintain that top rank. If I'm not mistaken, right? I just want to make sure I'm right on that. Yeah, Globochem is ranked 1 by 10 MMR. Beginners ranked 2. They're 20 MMR behind Danglers. If they get, I mean, if Globochem stomp them on this next map, it's going to be very bad for them.
Yeah, they'll likely drop down below probably like 20 MMR because crushing loss against a team with almost the same MMR as you, that's not a good sign. But man, looking at the scoreboard just for a second, Raphael went 9-0 that map.
Gosh, the shield?
My
with the
God.
shield, dude.
Yeah. He is such a monster with that shield, with the shield flicks, with the LMG. He typically steals off his friends' bodies. I never want to stand in front of that. Never. Not again.
Jeez.
Yeah, I predicted initially that they wouldn't see Suburbia. We definitely did. And this was beginner's pick again. But why? This has been such a crushing loss for them. I'm not sure why they decided to pick Suburbia. Because beginners are not exactly really good on Suburbia. It's not their favorite map. They didn't pull out any new tactics.
Quarantine or
What was
Bizarre.
the decision here?
What?
Yeah.
Like, those two, I would have thought would be what you go with over any other map. Like, I wouldn't want to face against Arsenic and Pan. Arsenic doesn't even like Suburbia, and I still don't want to play against him on that map. Like, they are very strong on Suburbia.
Who knows? Maybe they're just not feeling very confident on. They weren't feeling very confident on Quarantine for a second map where that could be one where they need to win, but I don't think Suburbia was the right choice at all as a replacement for Quarantine, if that is in fact the case.
It does look like we will be getting Quarantine for our final map, though.
Ooh, who could take this map? Beginners they could make, because obviously we see the pattern every single match. If a team gets totally stomped on the first two maps, the third map is the map that they come back on every single time. They will come back on the third map if they fail the first two, and it's not totally one-sided in terms of like Globochem versus, say, a team at the very bottom of the rankings. But, oh my God. If beginners come back here and it's just a crushing win for them, I think they'll be pretty frustrated with it, knowing that they could have just brought that out a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard it's not too blown out yet. They really have to take this map in strong fashion, because if they can manage to go 4-0, 4-1, they're going to keep their second place, I think. They're basically battling for second or third place here on this map.
Yeah, this is no longer a battle of who is going to be #1 in the world. That title has definitely gone back to beginners.
Globochem.
They've taken, Globochem. They've taken it back from the loss they sustained at OC5. They're happy, probably very happy.
Yep.
I'm not sure if they'll continue to play as well as they have, or if they'll just go into kind of tactics hiding mode. Because against a team like beginners that loves to create counter tactics, I don't think they'll actually continue to just give away their tactics, give away their strategies, give away how they like to play on Quarantine today. I think they'll just keep it nice and have some fun on this final map.
It's interesting to note that some members of Globochem, they've expressed that they feel that Globochem sometimes is not. They get too loose on this last map if they've won like this. So it could be beginners' opportunity to grab themselves some points here. You know, they may be able to catch Globochem off guard, feeling overconfident after taking those points. Those two maps pretty dominantly.
Yeah. Speaking of Globochem, the roster has changed yet again, and guess who is in on Quarantine 1?
I think we can safely say it's going to be Arsenic. So the full roster's here on beginners: Killinger, Woods, Smoils, Woods, Kensai. Still, your main five. Over on Globochem, Thunderpilot, Arsenic now, Toast, Pants, and Otto. Oh, I guess they subbed out. Whatever.
What was it they subbed out? We've forgotten his name. He wasn't important anyway.
Some player on their team.
It's Raphael. There you go.
The guy that went 8-0 or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
but Arsenic's going to be such an issue for beginners, I think. He did so well during the Mob Squad match on Marsop with that 12 times. I think he'll definitely continue to keep that kind of pace up and just dominate.
I'm playing satellite.
He's not running the 12 times this round.
Hey, we need you north.
Actually running
I've
specialist.
never really been a
with the
big fan
Hollow.
of 12 times on Volk, it seems. Why is this 3 people north push NightFiree? What is this?
I'm not sure they're really investing in maintaining this north rooftop. I think the pants rotation over here onto this red roof could catch out some members of beginners.
We didn't lose anyone, we're fine.
Good, they definitely wouldn't expect 3 up here anyway, regardless of the situation.
Thunder beat bait over there and peak.
3 north is very strange. You don't see that often at all. Once though, he has spotted a man that being toast at the tank. He is looking underneath the gun part of the tank. That could be dangerous for him on the wing here.
From trench, maybe?
Is that where he's shooting at him? He's shooting at him from the wing?
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my god. No way. That was a sideways tank to wing headshot. That's unbelievable.
Smoils hasn't identified Pants, who catches him out trying to rotate.
Pants is hoping for a Hail Mary nade here. It's not quite going to be enough.
Yes, it
unfortunately.
will.
No way.
The bounce.
No way. I can't believe we've seen the nades that we have seen during this match. This is beyond skill at this point.
So there's one on the roof, it's hard to pick up.
Just
You're safe.
ridiculous. Killinger's going to try and rotate around and pick up
Oh,
Kensai.
Hey, there's one at
Otto finds IC Woods, and just like that, Globochem go up. 1-0. Nobody going down on their side.
I think that round there was an excellent demonstration of the suffocation that Globochem likes to do. They took a hold of beginners once they knew the spawn. They took control of the north, a vital point for pretty much every objective on quarantine, and they just strangled them. They watched the angles that people rotate through. They took one man down the north. Killinger tried to go for the revive, and then Thunder Pilot from the roof just picked him off as he went for it, and boom. Suffocated round 1.
Wow. This has been quite the performance so far from Globochem. They are definitely showing why they're such a dangerous team and why they're rank 1 right now, why they've been undefeated this entire season.
In fact, it's even more than that. They've been undefeated since Season 4, where they lost to Mob Squad, excluding, obviously, losing at OC5.
Yeah, right. That is really something. They haven't lost a regular season match since Season 4.
Yeah, correct. They are absolute demons.
I mean, why? Like, what's going on there?
I think they may have sacrificed even more than I did to just, like, get some black magic voodoo going on.
I do think that beginners are an evenly skilled team to Globochem. I just don't think they're playing up to their potential right now. And there's so few teams that can compete against the Globochem. If beginners can't do it, then who can?
I think the slot of number 2, well, not number 2, the team that could become number 1 might be open for a little bit if beginners can't kind of come out of a rut. Well, come out of this rut relatively soon, because if they lose this as crushingly as they have, I think this does going to kind of remove their title of being the only team that can really contest Globochem. Because FC Tactical Danglers, they put up good fights against them, but no team has contested them as consistently as beginners has until now.
And you know, I've heard Danglers and SMC talk, and I mean, they know that they can beat Globo. It just takes a little bit of luck and just that extra edge. So those teams are really putting in the work. I mean, SMC Tactical undefeated for 9 games in a row this season until they lost just recently to Boss Fight.
Thinking about it, this will be beginners' first loss this season.
Yeah, it will be. Both these teams, that's something we did not address. Both these teams went into this undefeated. in this season. So
Damn. It's even worse, actually. This is their first loss since they lost to... Let's take a look at who it was. Yeah, what is this?
Arsenic storming in.
Anyway, this is their first loss since they lost a boss fight in Season 4 at the very tail end in a standard league match. That is insane.
Oil's getting pinched. He goes down now at that white truck. Globochem evening the odds.
So I was trying to get that refrag.
He might get fragged. Nope, a flash from Pants. Not going to land.
Look at that free fire, high speed squatting, but it doesn't work well for him.
Well, yeah, it didn't work because his own teammate shot him in the back as he tried to go up over the hill.
That's very unfortunate. You could see them line up and you just knew what was coming. But Kentai's in such a hard spot here. He's going to get pincered by Toast and Arsenic respectively at the same time. Well, never mind.
Wow.
That's a headshot onto Toast.
He has been shutting down the Globochem push here. If he can find Arsenic, it's going to be a 1v3. Peeked the wrong angle, though. Arsenic was waiting for that, and now we're into a 2v2. See if Globochem can salvage this Marsoc round.
Actually going to be a 2v3. They've got the revive on the southern side, and that will allow them to have a very nice push towards the objective now. That's a tank objective with Killer should be the only one lying on it. The other man's pretty far away on the eastern side.
Yeah, this is looking good for Globo. They might even be able to be into cap opportunity if they can get the right smokes off. They have no coverage north.
Yeah, they don't at all. This is going to be a big issue with Woods also likely to get picked off if he decides to rotate towards the objective from either north or south. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't moment. But whatever the case, he cannot allow a cap if Killinger goes down.
Good underhand toss. Not really where he probably wants it, but a smoke is out towards OBJ nonetheless.
Interestingly, Arsenic's rolling the LMG here, not the 12 times, an LMG. And Killinger is going down. That's going to be a big boon for Globochem. This is their push now. They can go in right now.
I don't think they're aware of that, though. They should be, since Arsenic has Woods pretty much suppressed against this wall. Woods is feeling antsy, though, and almost gets picked off. Globochem are a little bit bloodthirsty, looking for that shot. Onto Woods, the trades. Nothing. Here comes some nades. Woods is in a bit of a pickle here.
That nade was just barely blocked by a piece of rubble by the objective. That is incredibly lucky for Woods. It may only prolong the agony.
Arsenic is advancing here from the north. Woods is really sandwiched.
Auto in the eastern side.
Going in from all three angles. Woods rotates around and Thunderfile finds its back. Globochem taking it 2-0 now.
That was an incredibly good kind of salvaged round for Globochem right there. I thought they might take it after Kensai took down the man Pants on the roof. I thought he might take down Arsenic as well and just they could steamroll beginners, steamroll Globochem rather, as they had that nice northern kind of overwatch position. They can watch anyone trying to go to the objective. But Arsenic just single-handedly, I think, took it back with that northern push, kind of suppressing Woods. He tried to move towards objective, pressuring him a lot with that LMG. It just worked out really well for him, mostly due to Arsenic, in my opinion.
Globo's still looking good. They're not giving beginners any room to work with.
Yeah, looking at actually the beginner scoreboard here, 1 kill in the past 2 rounds on the side of beginners. That is a demoralizing thing to see for certain.
Especially after losing the series.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I personally did think they could be coming back on this third map just because that's how things typically go. Though you may lose the first two, you come back on the third nice and strong because you've got nothing to lose. There's no pressure anymore. But we don't appear to be seeing that unless we have a kind of downfall moment where they come up from 3-0 and either take it or almost take the map.
Jumping into round 3 of this. Oh, that's the wrong graphic. That's the one we're looking for. Match 3. Vance got rid of his knife.
As usual, he does not want to stab himself for certain. But it seems now, NightFiree, that the Boston Cup is now resting on one match. Fury or French Onward Union. That'll be the one that decides who wins, I believe.
Willett, I thought USA was up 2 wins now.
Big Red won one for EU, then Globochem, of course, won this one for NA. Magnificent won one for NA. So I think we will be Fury just being the tiebreaker.
Well, it'll be a tie or NA will win. Yeah, there's no tiebreaker, right? Because we're up 1-0. There's only 1 game left.
You're right. In fact, we can call it now, I think, pretty safely. America, I think, has won the Button Cup. Looking at the matches now, they were already leading by 1 point earlier. But man, that's a really long angle from Toast.
Yeah, it is.
All the way from the Valley Silver Car going towards the very tip of the hill where you just barely see a few pixels of Ward's head there. Globochem's defense, this is looking so solid, especially since you have the flanker on the north, Arsenic, trying to lock them into the south. This is the strangling of Globochem. This is what they need to win this round for certain.
They're in their tight defensive positions, and this south approach is not going to be looking good for them since Pants here holding and burning building. Thunderpilot over there, they have rooftop control coming in. Actually, they don't. No one's at roof.
And smoke's coming towards burning now. This is likely their kind of attempt to break out the southern side. They need to do it quickly before Arsenic sets up his position on the northern kind of roof area, but he's already set up and he's waiting for anyone to cross.
And I mean, Toast has a clear line of sight on anybody crossing as well. Same thing with Thunder over here.
Unless they can deal with Thunder and Pants, I think Beginners have already lost this round just because they got trapped in the south.
You see a lot of teams sometimes sprinting across the street with the southeast spawn early because they don't want to be in this exact situation.
Yeah, it's the exact situation you do not want to be, because Arsenic got that headshot into killing, which is exactly the kind of kill he needs to get. Though really at this situation, any kind of kill will just help them do this. They just totally lock them down. They have a kill box set up, an inverse kill box to be exact.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about earlier, something that really only Globochem does, at least effectively, where you sort of just surround the offense. Another nade. The nades have been just ridiculous. Kensai goes down. Woods is going to be rotating around now, and Globochem, they are dominating this series. They're looking to go up 3-0.
They absolutely are. Just Woods left now, and they know where he is. He's locked in a corner with Thunderpilot and Pants both just bearing on down on him. There's no way he can go for the revive on the Kensai. Far too open there.
Trying to rotate back around.
Oh, Toast is holding such a tight angle. This is immoral. There's no way he can actually tag Woods if he stands up here. No way. He's popping off the shots.
Oh, almost does. Almost gets refragged.
He's behind the...
Oh,
If he had
getting
got a
flanked.
shot through the super tight angle there, I would have been angry.
Arsenic almost misses onto Woods, but secures the kill, and another dominating defense by Globo. Go up 3-0.
Beginners are definitely not in their zone right now. They have totally lost their pace that they had at the start of, well, not the start, the comeback of Downfall. I think the running out of, well, almost winning the round by time elimination and just not quite getting it, maybe due to a small mistake, it's kind of just hurt them really bad here. 0-4 against Globochem beginners. I don't think that's ever really happened before, at least not recently in the kind of scope of being one of the top teams in the world.
Alright, we absolutely.
They still only have one
Yeah,
kill.
I was just looking at that on the board.
And remember, they don't really go for caps, so I'm not really too worried about someone sneaking there, so I'm going to be.
I think Globo are going to be looking for the kills here.
Yeah, most likely. They want to just take this nice and clean. Maybe they'll go for an insult to injury cap. Globochem did go for a cap, which I didn't expect during the Mob Squad match. So maybe they'll bring it out again. Maybe.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't think they will, because they'll probably just go for a nice, safe, clean, make it nice and quick cap, elimination. But anything's possible at this point with such a huge, crushing lead.
Diving into what very well could be the final map of the series. I mean, dude, talk about a fast series.
How long has it been since it started?
Didn't we start? No. Slow series? Did we start at?
It's been about 2
Okay,
hours.
you're right.
almost.
I was thinking we started at 12:30, not 11:30. It's fine.
Oh, don't fall down the
But not too fast.
This is a pretty standard rollout for Globochem on the northern side here. If beginners can just take out some members and stop the momentum of them pushing up the north there, that'll be really good. But if I think Globochem get a single pick, it's just going to be a crushing wave coming over the north, and beginners won't know how to react to it.
See if Kensai gets picked off here. Globochem is a real king of tight angles.
We need one towards the back and one on our middle there. Yeah. Perfect. Maybe not.
They're getting some very dead-on smokes here. Pants is coordinating them all. And Toast is trying for a sneaky
Look, it's smoke
prone
everywhere. Perfect.
a
Look, it's
Vegas
smoke the
crawl
whole
up
gap.
to the base of the
For the
roof
most
there.
part. But watch out, watch out.
One at a time.
Yeah, run. Okay?
Someone needs to
Go.
watch North Alley still. I'm going.
You know, it's kind of funny. I saw a
Okay,
comment
you
in
guys know
chat
that?
that said there's
Okay,
too
no,
much
I'll
team
follow
comms being heard.
Red
That's
roof,
not our
the red
fault.
roof.
It's just that Globochem are a very, very communicative
We
team,
just
and when
lost
you're
someone, by
looking
the
at
way.
their
That-
squad, they're always talking.
Yeah, that's definitely a big thing, especially Pants. He never stops talking, which is kind of amazing to see considering how well it works out. Clearly, stealth not a big thing. Beginners are doing well here at least. Icy Wood's getting that nice pick onto Auto, and also Toasty tried to prone around.
Yep, Thunder almost getting picked up at the rock there. There's just one member peeking around the hills, and they're going to try to toss the smokes out Pants with the frag on the side. Nade coming in. Not far enough. Thunder's safe.
You know, there's a big stark difference between Globochem and beginners that's showing itself here, is that Globochem, they like to envelop their prey once they have them kind of trapped in an area, but beginners, they still have 3 members in the far southwest area. All of the action is happening in the northeast, every single bit of it. So it's kind of just a waste of those 3 members. There is, of course, the looming threat of Arsenic in a very interesting position with his 12 times on the bridge. He's looking for Dr. Killinger by the cockpit
One in
there.
burning building knows.
Okay. Is this something they do? They go calm, and as soon as they hit calm, they hold that and then go and snap back into their grips on their gun. I think I just saw
Shield
that
bomb.
come out of Arsenic. Although not enough as Killinger picks him up on that bridge. Beginners now might be able to get on the board here. Wonder if they're looking for the comeback on this map.
They likely are. But man, they need to deal with that man in the north. They have no idea Kensai's there. They've walked past him. They're trying to go for the objective now. Well, trying to push towards the objective now.
That's me. That's me.
I think Pants and Thunder almost had a team kill accident there. He got really spooked
Yeah.
by Thunder's footsteps. What is Kensai doing? He's still holding his angle.
I mean, all beginners are.
Moving now, but this may be a bit too late. Oh no, Globochem know he's on the northern side, but they're not bothering with him. And look at that headshot onto Killinger as well. That's what Globochem need.
They don't need that though. Woods with the refrag. Thunder goes down. Now Pants maybe with the knowledge that he should have Kensai's here. No, he doesn't know he's there. Kensai shots in the back, and beginners are on the board for this quarantine nap.
If this is the start of their comeback, just like we had on Downfall, it is a bit too late. Though it is at least putting them a little bit more on the board, because so far, if this round gets taken by Globochem, that will be a 12-3. That is crushing for teams that are regarded as being pretty much the same skill level.
Yeah. That is the performance you want. I know that these global guys are feeling very happy, regardless of what happens in this map. But I do expect them to still play their hardest. I feel like that last round, they let up a little bit. It just didn't look as tight.
I think they got trapped in the north. I think that's what happened this time. They got trapped in the north. They had to deal with Kensai, they had to deal with Woods, and it just kind of fell apart.
What do you think about this?
They never actually managed to push into the street.
What do you think about this little theory here? That maybe Globo are just playing, they've played so well this whole series, and beginners are able to capitalize on mistakes, but Globo gave them no mistakes. And so I think maybe we saw them able to get some wins on those maps and almost take Downfall because Globo isn't as tight on Downfall. That's why beginners picked it. But now we're seeing here, I think that last round Globo let up just a little bit and beginners pounced. They took that round. So I feel like it is, like you said, these teams are very close in skill. They're not, this isn't a blowout despite Globo really dominating the show. Beginners are capable of taking a round in an instant if Globochem let up.
That's actually a really good point. Beginners' kind of slow style of play really lends itself to just capitalizing on mistakes and just steamrolling that momentum they get from those tiny little moments and just bringing it all the way forward. But Globochem, they haven't given many of them, so beginners have been struggling until now, as you said. They just get those tiny rounds like Downfall and this one just previously passed. They're the major ones that we need to look at.
Fast spawn for beginners and no early shots are out, so now they should know it's north, and Arsenic just barely able to get behind the green car.
That car is penetrable though, so he has to be incredibly careful about staying there too long.
There was 3 people rushing west. One way to the Walksmeans, one in the gas station, and one burning.
Interesting, we have quite an aggressive position from, let's take a look at who this is. Thunderpilot, way up in the southeast, sitting in his office block.
How do you get over there so fast?
I have no idea. I guess he made a straight beeline from ambulance.
They smoked it and he crossed. You can see Killinger's looking for that.
One in trench.
Yes, indeed. That's a really nice angle as well, getting it through the kind of window of the motel on the first floor. That's very useful.
Can't see a smoke. I need to get to burning, but it's really risky cross. Here, Pants.
Arsenic knows he needs to get out of the green car position, but it's going to be so risky. Pants is popping off the suppression, which is what he needs, and Thunder does tag Killinger as well. That's a really vital pick. That's opened up the eastern side entirely for Globochem. Hans and Arsenic are arguing a little bit, but Woods, what is that angle Woods just got Arsenic from? That is incredibly long range from the, what is that, the plane engine?
Yeah. Nice little snipe
My
there.
God. Hans has repositioned very smartly. He's going to be looking for likely the refrag onto Woods. He knows he's likely going to be still looking over towards this direction. It's going to be a very hard push indeed for beginners if they want to take this center burning building.
I mean, this could get risky. You look at their defense from Globochem, and it's very spread out. Beginners, they can somehow penetrate the center. There's a possibility for a cap.
There is indeed. Globochem is very spread out. If they get a cap here, that would be incredible. Beginners, they need to start making moves now because getting a cap, Considering Globochem likes to rotate back if things get a bit too dicey, I think they'll definitely come back within 60 seconds when the time starts ticking down low. So beginners, if they want to try for a cap, they've got to do it relatively quickly. Otherwise, Globochem's just going to rotate in, solidify their defense, make sure no one gets picked, and also no caps come out. Oh, that nade though, that could be good from Woods. Just a smoke, very unfortunately though. I will expect a nade coming over towards this kind of area very shortly. Some very common positions inside the ruins. Seems it's Kensai throwing, they're not going to do anything though. Pants in a really good position here, don't you think? There's some really nice angles on the tank, and also can just peek out and take people down.
Yeah, he's not peeking. He's just holding this tight angle. Woods is totally exposed to it too.
One dead at tank.
Kensai's looking for him though. He has no more nades. But Pants is the king of CQC engagements. As long as he doesn't peek that window a bit too riskily, it could be good.
Pants shimmying his way around the little hole there. It's what he does best. Dodges some shots. I see Woods goes down to auto. Now it's a 2v4. Kensai's tucked into rubble. He's kind of sandwiched here. Has to deal with auto first.
Just the other side of this wall if you can get me up. He's still there behind the wall.
Pants is playing aggressive now. I think Kensai is likely going to go for that revive onto Woods.
Well.
But he should know Pants is going to be hunting him.
One in the doorway, so the burning me.
Oh, if Pants goes up to the second floor here, this will be good. He could tag two of them if Kensai goes for the revive, but seems not.
No, I don't think he can get around to him.
There's no way Kensai would expect Pants to be on the second floor right now. No way.
I think Woods saw it though.
Possibly, yeah, he called him out. Kensai knows.
Yep, peeks up, finds Pants. A real nice pick, and I mean, still toast. Look at his position. He's way over there. They need to rotate back towards objective, although time. Beginner's running out of it.
Yeah, Smalls is stuck in the far east side with no smokes left. He's already used up both of them to kind of cover the street. They get the revive, but 30 seconds, they got to rush in and die, basically.
Smoyle's completely exposed himself to Thunder here. Oh, just dodging him. 25 seconds. They don't have time. They're going to run out.
Yeah, they're going to run out yet again like we saw on Downfall. You can see Smalls and Woods and Kensai all taken down in one. My God.
Globochem with a dominating performance. Grab the quarantine map 4-1.
Yeah, well played, lads.
Holy smokes, what a
Stay on the
performance
next
from
one.
them.
Yeah, that was incredible from Globochem. I think you were definitely right when you said that beginners, they need to capitalize on a mistake for anything to actually happen. If they have no mistakes to capitalize on, they're kind of like a fish in the desert.
Wow, what a series. And I think, like you said earlier, that's it for the Button Cup. I do believe it is going to USA. And it'll be interesting to see what sort of MMR swings we have, how much this will affect beginners. There are a lot of people saying it's not going to drop them down 20, so they should, in theory, maintain their second position, but it just makes it that much more attainable for Danglers if they can keep their streak going and keep winning.
Indeed, if they get a good matchup next week, then we could potentially be seeing Danglers be the new number 2 to challenge Globochem. That would certainly be good to see.
Yeah.
Danglers versus Globochem.
Oh yeah, I'd be excited for that. But, I don't know, Bucks, do you have any final comments on the series?
I think if beginners can kind of refine their style of play a little bit more, kind of bring out that aggressive play that they showed Silent Persian scrims, I think they could come back and take back their number 2 spot very solidly, maybe even go for the number 1 spot again. But I think they'll have to put quite a bit of work into it, just get used to the idea of doing that before we really see them back in their rightful position.
Yeah, I think time there definitely an issue for beginners. It always has been, but I mean, it really showed itself today where they lost rounds. They could have capped.
Yeah.
They could have had maps if they had managed their time just a little bit better. Either way, a very strong performance from Globochem. They take the series 12-3. If you want to join the Master League, you can always head over to vrmasterleague.com/onward, where all the links are available to the Twitch, Discord, Twitter. You can sign up for a team, register a team, become a reservist, and substitute for a team. All the options to get into the league are there. So go to that link beneath you on the bottom of your screen here, and you can find yourself and get yourself into some Onward. It's fun. It's good. The community's stronger than ever, and I'm just happy. I'm just so happy to see competition so high right now.
Yeah, the competition right now is fantastic. The community has also been very solid. I think since the beginning of the league, really, beginning of the championships even, the community has always been very solid.
Absolutely. With that, we will sign off for you here on Master League. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's, my co-caster Buxton. That'll be it from us tonight, everybody. There's going to be more here later on tonight from Silent and Seth Bowden, so check your Master League 1s and 2s, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. That's it from us, everybody. Good night.
Goodbye.